Sophie.
Good morning.
And we're on for our next comparison video. What
Yes.
are we comparing today?
Today we're comparing the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
And the two versions are?
The two versions are the BBC miniseries versus the Disney film version.
Okay. And so shall we start by looking at the children? They're supposed to be the central characters, really, aren't
Yes, the Pevensey children.
they? So first, tell us about the actors.
The actors in the BBC series, they're the same age.
Yes, they're very similar, aren't they? Yes.
But in the Disney film version, they're all different ages.
Yes. And does that work better?
Yes. In the BBC version, there are some problems, but not
Yes.
much.
Yes.
But in the Disney film version, they have lots of problems.
Yes, there's a bit of a backstory which tells us a bit about the times, doesn't it, when it was set?
Yes.
Which is when it's.
In the beginning of World War II.
That's right, when the bombs are starting to fall, aren't they? And that gives us a very interesting insight into two of the characters, doesn't it? The two boys.
Yes. In the Disney film version, they ran into the shelter. Peter and Edmund and Lucy and Susan with their mother to the shelter. But Edmund ran to get a picture of his father.
Yes, his father's away fighting in the war, isn't he? But that was a dangerous thing to do. So how does Peter react?
Peter ran after him. And when they ran back to the shelter, he said, "Why can't you just do what you're told?"
That's right. Okay, let's move into Narnia now, Narnia itself. And what about the beavers?
In the BBC miniseries, the Mr. and Miss Beaver are both comic relief. But in the Disney film, Mr. Beaver didn't really trust Edmund earlier on in the film.
That's right. How do you know that?
When Mr. Beaver looked at Edmund, he sees that the two hills.
Right. So he knows something about Edmund. He thinks something about Edmund anyway. He suspects him, doesn't he?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go on to another character now. You wanted to talk about Morgrim. First of all, tell us who Morgrim is.
Morgrim is a wolf.
Yeah, he's not just a wolf though, is he?
He's the captain of the secret police.
That's right, that's important to remember. Okay. So let's see about Morgrim in the BBC version.
In the BBC version, he's like a costume character, Morgrim is, in the BBC version.
Yes.
But when he runs, he transforms into like an animation-ish type wolf.
Yes, yeah, it's that mixture going from a costume to animation. Yes.
But in the Disney film version, he looks more like a CGI.
Yes, I mean, 16 years have gone on since then, but yes, the technology's improved so much, hasn't it?
It has.
And how does that affect his personality, though, as well?
He's more vicious,
Yes, yeah.
more realistic.
Yeah, realistic, more vicious. I'm tired of these dangerous characters now. Let's have a look at a more gentle character. Who is it that Lucy encounters when she first goes to Narnia?
She met Mr. Tumnus.
Oh, Mr. Tumnus, yes, Little Fawn.
In the BBC miniseries, Mr. Tumnus is a more funny character.
Yes.
And he wears the jumper on in the BBC version.
Yes.
But in the Disney film version, he's more of a stressed character.
More stressed, yes. And part of that's because of his life, but also
By protecting Lucy.
yeah, about protecting Lucy. But I don't think he's different. His clothes help him in that one.
No. He was a scarf
Yes.
and holds an umbrella.
Yes. What about his coat?
No coat.
Yeah. So he's walking around bare-chested in winter with just a scarf on.
Yes.
Yeah, he does have more stress, doesn't he? What about another small character? Not quite as pleasant, this gentleman, is he?
No, the dwarf. In the BBC miniseries, the dwarf is more of a bit of a scared character.
Yes.
He's scared of the White Witch and Aslan.
Yes. Oh, yeah, yes, he is. He's
And-
got quite a squeaky, scared voice.
But in the Disney film version, he's more of a gruesome and rough character.
That's right, he is, yes.
In the battle scene, where he tries to cut off Edmund's head,
Yes.
but then Susan picks up the bow and arrow and shot him.
That's right, yes. So it's a rather dramatic end, and he stays loyal to the White Witch even when she's dead, doesn't she? Which is a
Yes.
mark of a fanatic, really. Okay, now we're on to another good guy.
The fox.
The fox, that's right.
In the BBC version, he was at the party with the other creatures,
Yes,
having a Christmas feast.
yes.
Then he goes stowed by the White Witch.
That's right. Yes, that's quite a quick small part, isn't it? Yes.
But in the Disney film, he's he appears most of the time in the film.
Yes, he's in it a lot more, isn't he? Doing a lot more things.
Like, and Aslan has asked him to gather more troops.
That's right.
Also, he said to White Witch, "Forgive me, Your Majesty. Don't waste my time flattering. No, seem rude. I wasn't actually talking to you."
Oh. Yes, he's very, very, very brave, isn't he?
Then she asks where the humans are heading. The fox didn't want to say anything,
No.
but Edmund tells her. But she turns the fox to stone anyway.
That's right. It still doesn't work, does it? Edmund doesn't save him. Let's. Who are we moving on to now?
But let's move on to Father Christmas.
Father Christmas. Oh yes, tell us about him.
In the BBC series, he's not like a traditional Father Christmas
Mm-hmm.
with his hat and coat.
Uh-huh.
But in the Disney film version, he's like a kind, wise old wizard.
So, moving on from Father Christmas, who have we got next?
The Professor and Mrs. McCready.
Okay, the Professor and Mrs. McCready. How do you feel about those two in this story?
In the BBC one, Miss McCready is a bit strict.
Mm-hmm.
And Professor, sort of similar to the one in the Disney film version.
Mm-hmm.
And Miss McCready's a bit more of a strict one in the Disney film.
Yes. But otherwise, do you think they're very similar, really?
Yes?
Okay. Okay, who is different?
The White Witch.
Yes, go on. So let's say quite interesting opinions on the White Witch in the two films, haven't you?
In the BBC miniseries, the White Witch is an over-the-top character.
Yeah.
But in the Disney film version,
Yeah.
played by Tilda Swinton,
Yes.
the White Witch is more of a serious villain.
Right. Yes.
And she's ruthless.
That's it. Do you want to give that a good example of that?
For example, in the BBC one, the White Witch said she'll make Edmund's brother a duke
Uh-huh.
and sisters duchesses.
Yes.
But in the Disney film version, she said he'll make them his servants.
That's right, yes. He must have served, yes. And also the battle scene.
In the battle scene when she said, I've no trust in prisoners. Kill them all.
That's right. Oh, gosh, that's a bit scary. Let's move on
Yes.
to someone a little bit more...
Move on to
big and hairy.
Aslan.
Aslan. He's the...
In the BBC,
Uh-huh.
he's more of a kind and calm
Yes.
character.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he speaks up his voice.
Yes.
But in the Disney film, he's more of a serious and more of a... He's a leader,
Yes.
but it was his voice.
Yes.
To speak up louder.
No. He's got that sort of Liam Neeson.
A Liam Neeson voice.
Yes, that's right. Which would you say was the best of the two lions?
Two lions.
Or do you think
I
they're
like-
very similar?
I like it that they're both similar to each other.
Yeah. Okay. We're getting towards the story now, aren't
The
we?
story.
Mhm.
In the BBC version, it's similar to the book,
Mhm.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
But in the Disney film version, they've added new scenes in the film.
Yes. Can you give an example of a couple of those scenes?
For example, they've added, like in the beginning in World War II.
Yeah, we mentioned that one before. Yeah, the World War II scene with the bombs falling.
And also the the scene in the prison scene.
Yes, where Edmund and Mr. Tumnus meet, don't they?
Yes. And also the ice scene.
Where Lucy nearly drowns, yes?
Yes. And those wolves chase after them in the ice.
That's right. I think the most dramatic scene comes at the end, though, doesn't it? That's the biggest difference.
The battle scene.
Yes. Probably because they had the cinema screen to film, didn't they?
They have.
It's very impressive.
And also it's more dramatic scene.
Yes. So, I think we're getting to which film you prefer.
I think I prefer that film version.
The Disney version.
Disney film version. Because there's more of a dramatic scenes.
Yes.
And some darker scenes as well. Than the BBC version.
So the winner is
the winner is the Disney film version. They're both available.
It's easier to find. It's easier to find the Disney version, isn't it?
It is easier. Found in HMB.
Whereas the BBC, you might have to look a bit
online.
eBay or Amazon and so on. Okay, great stuff. So what's our next comparison going to be, Sophie?
Next comparison is Black Panther and Lion King.